Alright, hello everyone. So this is another lecture under to ng Supernatural Psychology. Ang title, Supernatural Psychology of Poor Mental Health. Para sa mga psych majors dyan, or kahit hindi ka psych major, if you're interested in mental health issues, magandang panoorin nyo tong lecture na to, no? Although under to ng Supernatural Psychology lecture. Alright? God's Word muna tayo. Genesis 2:7, one of my favorites. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed the breath of life into his nostrils. And the man became a living being. Then tatalon tayo sa 2 Corinthians 4:4. Satan, who is the god of this world, ano raw ginawa niya, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. They are unable to see, hindi raw nila makita, the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand this message. Hindi raw nila maintindihan yung mga tao na blinded by the devil about the glory of Christ, who is the exact likeness of God. And then John 15:5, also one of my favorite life verses, I am the vine and you are the branches. Yung I dito, Jesus is speaking. The one who remains in me and I in him will bear much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Idagdag ko lang itong John 15:5. If there is one passage in the Bible very related to mental health, ito yon. Kaya ako binasa yung John 15:5. Mamaya i-connect natin yan dito sa topic natin on the supernatural psychology of poor mental health. Bakit ba pumapalya, bumabagsak yung mental health ng mga tao? Ano ang sagot dyan ng supernatural psychology? Yan yung sasagutin natin in this lecture. But before I do that, it's very important, reviewin muna natin yung term na psyche. Anong ibig sabihin ng psyche? Original term means spirit, which is non-physical. Ito yung contrast, kabaliktaran ng body. So meron tayong body, meron tayong spirit. Yung body, yun yung nahahawakan, yun yung physical, yun yung naiinitan, yun yung nasusugatan. The psyche is what makes the body operate, the non-physical. The reason why I am emphasizing on the word psyche, mahalaga yan sa term na psychology. Kaya again, shout out dyan sa mga psychology majors. You should know this, that when you call yourself a psychology major, it means you are a person or a student majoring in the psyche. Magaling ka sa psyche, naniniwala ka sa psyche, or another term is spirit. Kaya technically, ang ibig sabihin ng psychology, it is the scientific study of the spirit. We are talking about the spirit in psychology. Ang root word ng psychology is the word psyche. And again, let me emphasize, hindi totoo na ang mga psych majors, mga masters of the brain. Common misconception yan ng public. Pag psychologist, magaling sa utak. Although we study the brain, meron kaming subject ang tawag biopsychology, where we talk about parts of the brain, ano ang functions ng parts of the brain, ano yung mga hormones that are produced by the brain and also affects the brain. But the brain is not the main star. Hindi ito ang main cast. Hindi ito ang main character ng psychology. Kasi kung brain ang main character ng psychology, hindi dapat tinawag na psychology yan. Dapat tinawag dyan brainology. Hindi naman brainology yan eh. Siguro ang pinakamalapit na field doon, if you want to master parts of the brain, functions of the brain, neurology. Diba? Iba ang psychology sa neurology. Neurology focuses on the physical, psychology focuses on the psyche, the spirit, the non-physical. So we have to differentiate. Again, shout out sa mga psych majors dyan. Being a psych major does not mean you have mastered the different parts of the brain. Siguro familiar lang, pwede. Pero kung pag-aaralan mo talaga ng maigi ang psychology, your efforts in studying the field must be about the spiritual issues, not the brain issues. Nandoon tayo sa psyche, sa espiritu na nagpapagana doon sa brain. Brain is the hardware, spirit is the software, psychology focuses on the software, the spirit. At saan nang galing yung psyche na yan na pinag-aaralan natin in psychology? Kaya ako binasa yung Genesis 2:7. This is the origin of the psyche It's created by the ultimate psyche who is God. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground, yun yung katawan. Kasama na dyan yung brain. Hindi pa buhay ang tao dito if you notice. In the first part of the passage, there's no indication that the person is already alive here. And breathed into his nostril the breath of life. Ayan na. Breath of life is the spirit. Pumasok daw doon sa katawan na ginawa, and that was the only time, according to the passage, doon lang nabuhay yung tao. And the man became a living being. So I always say this, ano ang nagpapabuhay sa tao? It's not the heartbeat, it's not the brain activity, it's the presence of the spirit in the body. Does not make sense. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng psychology. We study the spirit, not the brain. And why am I even discussing this? Kasi malaki ang kinalaman yan sa mental health. If I ask, mental health ng ano? Sino ang merong mental health? Is it the brain or is it the psyche? Ang sagot dyan, yung psyche. We don't talk about brain health. Mga doktor ang may topic niyan. But as psychology majors, when we talk about mental health, it's not brain health. It's mental health. Mental health of who? The psyche. Yung health, yung overall health ng espiritu, yan yung pinag-uusapan natin in the context of mental health in psychology. So in this lecture, simple lang yung mga goals ko. Number 1, pag-uusapan natin ano bang ibig sabihin ng mental health, and more importantly, number 2, which is the title of our lecture for today, bakit ba nagiging poor ang mental health? So let's start with number 1. What is mental health? Ito ang sabi ng APA. Ito raw ang mental health. Just read on your own silently. You can just pause the video if you want. My comment here is tama naman tong definition ng APA, but it's very technical. There is a simpler way of understanding what mental health is. If I am going to paraphrase ano ba ang mental health sa Tagalog, mental health refers to gaano ka kalakas sa pagharap sa mga hamon ng buhay. That is the essence of mental health. So kung malakas ka, maayos ka, effective ka in overcoming challenges in life, we can say maganda mental health mo. However, kapag ikaw yung kinakain ng buong buo ng challenges, lagi kang sumusuko, kinakapos ka sa mga resources mo in meeting those challenges, hindi mo mabayaran yung utang mo, hindi ka gumaling-galing sa sakit mo, hindi mo kayang i-handle yung problema yung mag-asawa, lagi mong solusyon, hiwalay, more or less, I can say, mababa ang mental health mo. Okay? So yan yung essence ng mental health. And mental health is in a continuum. Or another term, spectrum. Ang mental health, hindi siya categorical. You don't say, are you mentally healthy or not? Kasi ginawa mong categorical, dapat spectrum. How mentally healthy are you? From extreme left, ito yung magaganda ang mental health, to extreme right. Ito yung mga lagpak ang mental health. Later on, ito yung magiging focus natin. Ano yung mga reasons why people are somewhere here in the right side of the spectrum. But let me just give you a picture. Anong itsura ng mga tao kapag nandito sila sa right end of the spectrum, mabababa ang mga mental health, ang mga team song yan, ganyan, mga unhealthy. Ine-expect nila yung sarili nilang magkalat. Yan. Ano ang bansag nila sa sarili nila? Sila raw ang hari ng sablay. Alam na alam niya na hindi siya magaling. Alam na alam siya na hindi siya mapagkakatiwalaan. Kahit yung sarili niya, hindi niya pinagkakatiwalaan. If that's the way you look at yourself, most likely I would say, nandito ka sa bandang kanan ng continuum. Hindi healthy, mababa ang mental health mo. Kasi for sure, kung ganyan yung pananaw mo sa sarili mo, tapos biglang may dumating problema sa'yo, that requires you to solve the problem. Paano mo babayaran yung utang mo? Paano mo gagawin yung sirang kotse mo? Paano mo aayusin yung away yung mag-asawa? Tapos ganyan yung pananaw mo sa sarili mo, wala. Talagang sure ball, hindi mo masasolve yan, hindi mo ma-overcome yung mga challenges, and that's the classic indicator na nandito ka sa bandang kanan ng mental health spectrum. Poor ang mental health mo. On the other hand, doon naman tayo sa kabila, kapag nandito ka sa kaliwa, maganda ang mental health mo. Punong-puno ka ng psychological resources that you can use in solving, in overcoming different challenges. At ang pinaka-foundation yan, bakit ba ang isang tao nandito sa bandang kaliwa ng mental health spectrum, bakit maganda ang mental health niya? Kasi meron siyang spiritual intimacy with his or her creator of the psyche. Yung psyche ng tao, close na close doon sa creator. Meron silang intimacy. Malapit itong taong ito doon sa creator niya. At anong kinalaman yan sa mental health? Bakit ang isang tao kapag malapit kay Lord, maganda ang mental health, doon ngayon papasok yung John 15:5. May magandang statement na sinabi dyan. Sabi dyan, if a man remains in me and I in him. Remember those. If a man remains in me and I in him, ibig sabihin meron kayong spiritual intimacy, malapit yung psyche, yung human psyche kay Lord, sa creator nung psyche. Anong sinabi dyan? He will bear much fruit. Psychological fruit. Spiritual fruits. Etong spiritual fruits na to, ito na ngayon yung gagamitin ng tao para ma-overcome niya yung mga challenges na darating. Ma-overcome niya yung utang na kailangan niyang bayaran. Ma-overcome niya yung away nilang mag-asawa. Ma-overcome niya yung failed business na na-experience niya. Bakit? Kasi punong-puno siya ng spiritual fruit. Ang lapit-lapit niya kasi sa source ng mga spiritual fruits na yan. Such as the following. Meron kang oversupply of spiritual resources. Punong-puno ka ng faith, punong-puno ka ng happiness, punong-puno ka ng confidence, punong-puno ka ng love, punong-puno ka ng motivation. Ang isang tao na ganyan, marami siyang numbers 1 to 10. Pag nagkaroon ng problema yan, chicken, sisiu. Madali niyang masosolve because of these spiritual resources that he or she is getting from God. Kasi nga, super intimate niya with the Lord, the creator of the psyche. Or another term for these spiritual resources would be the fruits of the Spirit. Ito yung sinasabi sa Galatians. I'm sure yung mga Bible readers, you're familiar with this. Punong-puno ka ng love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are the spiritual resources na kapag marami ka, it will make it easier for you to overcome the challenges that you are facing. Or should I say, kung isa-summarize ko tong dalawang slide na to, kapag marami ka yan, sureball ako. Oversupply ka ng mga spiritual fruits na yan, nasaan ka, nandoon ka sa kaliwang bahagi ng spectrum. Maganda overall ang mental health mo. Kaya mag-iiba rin yung team song mo eh. Ang team song ng mga taong magaganda ang mental health, I believe I can fly. Kaya kahit anong ipagawa mo, kaya niya. At nagagawa niya ng tama, nagagawa niya ng maganda. 'Di ba? Isa sa mga favorite worship songs ko, ang theme song mo, You Are With Me. Kaya wala kang kinatatakutan eh. Lahat ng stress kaya mo. Kahit yung boss mo malupit, hindi ka natatakot kasi naniniwala ka that your God is greater than your boss. Oh, 'di ba? Hindi ka natatakot sa mga written exams. Hindi ka natatakot sa oral exams. Hindi ka natatakot sa mga matitinding sakit. Why? Because you know that the ultimate God who has the authority over everything is with you. O, diba? Yan ang classic indicator na maganda ang mental health mo. Right? Now, i-zoom in lang natin to. Okay, punta tayo ulit dito sa mental health continuum. Ready? Sabi ko kanina, mental health is a continuum. Lahat tayo, nag-ano-ano lang dyan, gumagalaw-galaw tayo dyan everyday. May mangyayaring maganda, magiging close tayo kay Lord, nandyan tayo sa left. Biglang may mangyayaring pangit, it will threaten our mental health, medyo bababa tayo, papunta doon sa kanan. So araw-araw, paggalaw lang tayo ng paggalaw dyan, na ang focus ko lang is yung mga tao na nandoon sa extreme right, yung talagang sobrang lagpak ng mental health. Most people I know na nandyan sa extreme right of the continuum, hindi naman sila ever since nandyan eh. Hindi naman sila pinanganak na nandyan na sila. Generally, nandito naman sila bandang gitna hanggang sa bandang kaliwa. Diba? Magaganda naman yung mga mental health natin at the start, pero for some reason, mapupunta doon sa kanan. That's the lecture. That's the topic of the lecture for today. Bakit ba ang mga tao, may mga tao from healthy, good mental health, bumabagsak sa poor mental health? Ano ang mga factors that can explain that? And I want to discuss here 3 factors. Why does that happen? Number 1, kaya nangyayari yan, pumupunta ka sa bandang kanan ng spectrum, nagkakaroon ka ng poor mental health because of genetic reasons. Biological minsan yung reason, no, kung bakit mababa ang mental health. At itong genetic reason na to, due to entropy yan. The second law of thermodynamics, where it states lahat ng physical objects, lahat ng physical entities dito sa mundo, papunta towards destruction. Kaya ang mga bagay naluluma, kaya ang mga bagay nasisira. Because we are under the law of entropy, which is merong spiritual dimension yan. Bakit nagkaroon ng entropy? Ang origin yan because of the fall of man. We go back to the Garden of Eden na dati-rate super perfect. Remember anong evaluation ni Lord nung tinignan niya yung Garden of Eden, His creation, it was very good. Una, good lang nung wala pa yung tao. Nung ginawa na niya yung tao, it was very good. In other words, good. Before the fall of man, bago nagkasala si Adam and Eve. Pero nung nagkasala si Adam and Eve, balikan nyo na lang kung paano nangyari yon, doon nagbago yung creation order. It used to be itong mga ginawa ni Lord na mga physical things, they are meant to last forever. After all, God is life. Punong-puno ng life, walang death in the creation order. Kaya lang nagkasala yung tao. Ano nangyari? Nagkaroon ng sin, and the wages of sin is death. So nagkaroon na ng death in the creative order, also known as in physics term, entropy. Lahat ng bagay, buhay man or hindi buhay, papunta towards death, papunta towards destruction. Yan yung origin kung bakit nagkaroon ng entropy. At kasama na dyan, under ng entropy, yung genes ng tao. Kasama na dyan yung DNA natin. Kasama na dyan yung brain natin. So you connect the dots. Kapag sira ang genes, sira ang DNA, sira ang brain, meron talaga mga lalabas na mga mental health issues. Kaya pumapalya ang mental health. Such as the following examples. Kaya nagkakaroon ng autism, ADHD, psychopathy, intellectual deficiency, antisocial personality disorders. All of these disorders have genetic basis. May sira yung genes, may sira yung DNA, may damage, merong hindi gumaganang maayos. Again, bakit? Kasi nga, even our genes are under the law of entropy, na bunga ng fall of man. Nagets ninyo? Second factor that makes mental health poor is environmental or even social. Now, before I dig deeper into this, mag-establish lang tayo ng isang spiritual fact about our social environment. Our social environment is governed by evil. Pasensya na sa mga taong, I'm sure, mga optimistic dyan, hindi nyo magugustuhan yung sasabihin ko dito. Diba? Sasabihin nyo, no, the world is beautiful, no, human beings are by nature good. If you're using a different perspective, the unbiblical perspective, yun talaga yung take nyo. But in this lecture, I am using the supernatural lens, the biblical lens of what reality is. And the reality is, in this fallen world, sino ang namumuno? Sino ang spirit who is dominant? Pinangalanan yan sa 2 Corinthians, Satan ang pangalan. Who is what? Everybody read, the God of this world. Anong ginagawa ng God of this world, who is Satan, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. They are unable to see the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand this message about the glory of Christ, who is exact likeness of God. So what happens in our society kapag punong-puno yan ng tao na ganyan? Punong-puno ng blinded na mga tao. Punong-puno ng mga tao na unable to see the glorious light. Punong-puno ng mga tao na hindi nakakaintindi ng message. What happens? Evil. Everybody say evil. Yan yung origin ng evil. When a human being is far away from God, not hearing God's message, not applying God's truths, evil happens. So you connect the dots. If Satan is making people blind, making the people of this world blind, magtataka ka pa ba kung bakit punong-puno ng evil sa mundo, punong-puno ng evil events, in our society, which leads to poor mental health. Some examples would be kaya nagkakaroon ng physical abuse, kaya nagkakaroon ng sexual abuse, kaya nagkakaroon ng bullying sa school. Hindi lang sa school, magkakaroon din ng bullying even in the workplace. Why? Because these are expressions of evil. Ito na yung pag-shape sa mga tao by who? The God of this world, who is Satan. So yung environment natin, yung social environment natin, punong-puno ng evil, punong-puno ng evil events, yun ngayon yung nagpapababa sa mental health ng tao. There are times the demand is way, way greater than the resources. 'Di ba? Especially during the young age, kaya ako in-underline yan. Marami mga kabataan ngayon, poor ang mental health because they don't have enough spiritual resources. Masyado pa silang bata para makaipon ng enough spiritual resources and overcome these serious challenges. 'Di ba? Ginugulpi sila physically, sexually abuse sila, binuli sila sa school. Talagang magmamarka yan ng negative sa mind, sa espiritu ng mga bata, which leads to poor mental health. Nagigets ninyo? Not only that, another way that Satan blinds people in our environment, in our society, is by encouraging people to go after worldly/fleshly desires. Isa yung indication na spiritually blind ka. Isa yung indication that you don't understand the gospel. Kapag ang hilig-hilig mo sa mga worldly affairs, lagi mong pinagbibigyan yung tawag ng laman mo in Tagalog terms. 'Di ba? Inom ka ng inom, lasing ka ng lasing. Yan yung turo ng isang kante, ng isang banda. Tama na raw yan, inuman na. The world is creating in us discontentment about our body. Ang itim mo, malaki tiyan mo, ilong mo, hindi maganda, aayusin namin yan. Yung mga ganyang mga clinics. Parte yan ng enhancing fleshly desires. At syempre, the root of all evil is the love of money na usong-uso in our society today. Don't you agree? Marami mga influencers sa YouTube, hindi na lang ako magbabanggit ng pangalan, yan yung laging tinuturo. Paano mo mahalin ng pera? Paano maging addict sa pera? Pinapalabas nila na ang pinakamahalagang bagay sa mundo, pera. Kaya dapat everyday gumawa ka ng paraan para dumami ng dumami yung pera mo. You see? These things are happening in our society every day. Nood ka lang ng TV, punta ka lang sa social media, Facebook, Instagram, you can see expressions of this. Tinuturuan yung mga tao to go after worldly desires and fleshly desires, and that is bad news. Bakit naging bad news yan? Kasi one spiritual reality na dapat alam mo, the more that you go, the more that you satisfy your fleshly desires, it leads to death. Syempre yan yung extreme, death. Bago death, magkakasakit muna. And of course, Romans 8:6 is talking about spiritual, the spirit. So kapag ang tao, sinusunod niya yung worldly desires niya, na tinuturo ng society sa kanya, ano nangyayari? Unti-unti yung espiritu magkakasakit. Kapag hindi ka pa tumigil, maya-maya mamamatay na yung espiritu. Some examples of spiritual deaths that may happen habang sinasatisfy mo yung worldly desires mo, yung fleshly desires mo are the following. Kaya nagkakaroon ng suicidal behaviors, alcoholism, body dysmorphia, eating disorders. Ano ang common sa numbers 1 to 4? Lahat yan addictive, and lahat yan, as you keep on doing this, it can lead to death. Sa Tagalog, nakakamatay yung numbers 1 to 4. Pero again, bago mamatay yung spirito, poor mental health muna. So yan yung isa sa mga reasons kung bakit pumapalya ang mental health. Kasi ito yung mga ginagawa. At bakit ginagawa yan ng maraming tao ngayon? Kasi yan yung tinuturo ng God of this world. This one and this one. Kaya ang laki-laking implication talaga na meron tayong correct understanding who is the God of this world that's making our mental health poor. Merong spiritual dimension ang poor mental health. Now you know kung ano yon. An evil spirit, the ultimate evil ruling this world. And of course, number 3, the last one, meron ding mga spiritual reasons kung bakit bumabagsak ang mental health. Specifically, dalawa yan under ng spiritual reasons. Letter A, meron kasing spiritual attacks or spiritual oppression. Na sino ang gumagawa? Yung spiritual enemy. 'Di ba sinabi ko kanina dito sa mundo, sino ang Sino ang God? The God of this world, Satan. Siya yung dominant. Although under siya sa authority ni Lord, no? The Lord is more powerful than Satan, no? Satan is the god of this world influencing people to be blinded. Nagigets ninyo? Oh, sabi pa nga dito, 'di ba? Etong Satan na to, etong god of this world na to, he is our spiritual enemy. Dahil enemy, I want to emphasize on the word enemy. Ano ang goal ng isang enemy doon sa enemy niya? If you have an enemy, anong goal mo sa kalaban mo? Sirain. Which is mentioned in 1 Peter 5:8. Be alert and sober. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to, everybody read, devour. Pag sinabi mong devour, pwede rin mong sabihing destroy. Sisirain ka niyan. Diba? So, yan yung factor bakit pumapalya ang mental health ng mga tao. Kasi merong spiritual enemy na sinisira yung mental health natin through what? Ano yung mga techniques niya? Marami yan. Hindi ko na iisa-isahin, but let me just give you some examples. Like number 1, yung demonyo nagpa-plant ng toxic thoughts in people's heads, in people's hearts. Don't you agree? Halimbawa, selos, which is a very dangerous emotion. Diba? Kapag ang isang tao tumaas ang level ng selos, papalya ang mental health sureball. Isa yan sa mga indicator na pangit ang mental health mo, masyadong mataas ang level ng selos mo. To the point, pumapatay ka na ng tao. Siguro naman agree kayo na kapag ito nagawa mo, poor ang mental health mo, kailangan mo ng tulong, kailangan mo ng i-institutionalize. Biruin mo, kinatay mo yung, sino ba to? Ng mister. Kinatay mo yung misis mo. Tapos sinaktan mo pa yung sarili mo, poor ang mental health mo. At saan nanggaling yan? Doon sa selos na plinant. Inimpluwensyahan ka ng demonyo na maramdaman mo. Right? Oh. Ano pa? Toxic emotions such as lust. Yan. Usong-uso ngayon yan. Marami mga tao ngayon are deceived. Naloloko ng demonyo na ang lust equal sa love. Alam na mga students ko yan. Ilang beses ko nang na-lecture yan. In our popular culture today, it seems like wala nang difference between lust and love. So marami mga tao ngayon nalilito. Akala nila yung lust, love. And in what way tayo nasisira? When we mistake, when we commit mistake, akala natin yung lust equals to love. Ang nangyayari, nagkakaroon ng mataas na teenage pregnancy. Pagganahin mo ng pagganahin yung lust mo, i-express mo lang ng i-express yan. After all, ano mo raw yan? Sexual rights mo raw yan. Kaya nagkakaroon ng mga matitinding sakit like HIV infections. Diba? And of course, you will agree kapag may matinding sakit ka, undergoing teenage pregnancy, yung dalawang yan, it will definitely affect your mental health. And we have studies to show that. No, na nakakababa ng mental health talaga yung pag-undergo ng teenage pregnancy, pati na rin yung magkaroon ka ng HIV infection. Nagigets nyo? And where is that coming from? A spiritual enemy planting toxic emotions in us. There are even times, this spiritual enemy, ino-oppress tayo, ina-atake tayo through our physical health. Siyempre, you would agree kapag ang katawan natin nagkakasakit, pumapalya din yung mental health natin, di ba? Nalulungkot tayo, nafu-frustrate tayo, natatakot tayo. And there are times kaya ka nagkasakit kasi merong spiritual attack coming from the devil. Kaya may mga sakit na unexplained eh. Hindi malaman ng mga doktor kung ano yun. Pero may ganun kang sakit. Nangyari yan kay Job, if you remember, in the Old Testament. Let me zoom in. Very important spiritual reality. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and infected Job with terrible boils from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. Lesson, meron tayong mga sakit na minsan hindi physical yung cause, rather it's spiritual. the spiritual enemy, Satan, who hates us a lot because we are created in the image of God and everything about God he hates. Kaya tayo nagkakasakit. And the moment na magkasakit tayo, pumapalya, dyan bumababa yung mga mental health natin. Nagigets nyo? So, that's all under letter A. Baka nalimutan nyo na ano yung spiritual reasons bakit bumabagsak ang mental health because of the spiritual attacks coming from our spiritual enemy who is Satan. Letter B, kaya nagkakaroon ng poor mental health ang isang tao kasi na-addict siya sa kasalanan. Sin. I know, sin is a very theological term. Ang lecture ko is very psychological. So, gagawin natin psychological yung sin. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng sin? Sin is anything that makes the psyche or that moves. Sorry, ang ganda ng sulat ko dito. Believe it or not, moves yan. M-O-V-E-S. Anything that moves the psyche away from God is considered sin. Nagigets nyo? Sa Tagalog, lahat ng bagay na nilalayo ang spirito natin from the presence of God can be considered a sin. At ano ngayon ang issue? Issue ba na yung psyche natin lumalayo from the presence of the Lord? Yes, kasi yan yung pinaka-source kung bakit pumapalya ang mental health. Remember, going back to John 15:5, now let's focus on the second part. Ang ganda rin na sinabi ni Jesus dito, apart from me, you can do nothing. Kanina, opposite, di ba? If you remain in me, and I remain in you, close kayo ni Lord, may spiritual intimacy kayo, maganda ang mental health. You will bear much fruit. Ito yung kabaliktaran. However, dahil may kasalanan ka, ang dami mong ginagawang mga kasalanan, that separates you from the presence of God. Kaya ano nangyayari? Apart from me, you can do nothing. Translate in scientific psychology, poor mental health. At ano tong mga sins na ito that moves our psyche away from the presence of God. Kaya hindi na tayo nakakakuha ng mga spiritual resources that we need. Yan na yung tinatawag na 7 deadly sins. Ito yung mga specific examples. Lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, pride. Bottom line, the more that you do any of these 7 deadly sins, the poorer your mental health becomes. Unfortunately, in our culture today, hindi yan yung tinuturo eh. Ang tinuturo ng kultura natin ngayon, mas ginagawa mo to, mas cool ka. Mas ginagawa mo to, mas progressive ka. Ibig sabihin, open-minded ka. Mas ginagawa mo to, mas sasaya ang buhay mo. And many young people believe this. No wonder, kapag naniwala ka sa false teachings na yan, na maganda ang 7 deadly sins, exciting ang 7 deadly sins, the more pumapalya ang mental health mo, kaya maraming mga tao ngayon may mental health issues. Yan yung mapait na katotohanan. Nagkakaroon ng mispackaging, nagkakaroon ng spiritual deception that these sins are actually good when in fact, it kills the psyche of the person. Pinapatay tayo ng mga sins na yan. Hindi talaga nila pinapasaya ang mga buhay natin. I hope I'm making sense. Now, let me further explain how these 7 deadly sins destroy our mental health. Balikan ulit natin yung model kanina. Ito yung ideal picture of good mental health. Meron kang spiritual intimacy with the God who created your psyche. Diyan ka nakakakuha ng mga spiritual resources mo. Diyan ka nakakakuha ng mga spiritual fruits mo. Kaya ang bilis-bilis mo magkaroon ng spiritual fruits. Bakit? Because you are so close with the source of the spiritual fruit. Kaya kahit anong problema mo dyan, kahit anong challenges mo dyan, bumagsak ka sa exam, naghiwalay kayo ng jowa mo, wala kang pera, naputulan ka ng Meralco, nawalan ka ng tubig, kayang-kaya mong i-overcome. Why? Kasi ang bilis-bilis mong makakuha ng spiritual resources that will help you overcome those problems because you are so close. Everybody say so close. You are so close with the source of spiritual resources. Kaya nga lang, naloko ka ng God of this world. Naniwala ka na ang kasalanan maganda sa buhay. Naniwala ka na ang kasalanan pang mga open-minded na tao. Ano nangyari? Ginawa mo na ginawa yan everyday. Boom. That's the effect. Kanina, close na close ka kay Lord. Ngayon, boom. Nagkaroon ng separation between God and you. At tingnan mo nangyari sa mental health mo. Kanina, okay na okay ka. Ngayon, takot na takot ka na. nang hihina na yung loob mo, ang taas ng anxiety mo, na di-depress ka na, frustrated ka na, hindi mo na makontrol yung negative emotions mo, maya-maya may diagnosis ka na. Kasi yung source ng good mental health malayo na sa'yo because of the sins that you keep on doing. Yun yung sinasabi sa John 15:5, balikan natin, apart from me, you can do nothing. You can do nothing about the challenges that you're facing. Kaya ka nilalamon ng challenges mo. Nilalamon ka ng utang mo, nilalamon ka ng mga problema mo, nilalamon ka ng stress mo, nilalamon ka ng overthinking mo, nilalamon ka ng inggit mo. Bakit? Wala ka kasing spiritual resources eh. Ang layo mo sa source because of the sins that you love committing. Good example of this in the Bible, si David. Di ba? Remember King David? I would say maganda ang mental health ni King David at some point. Kasi talagang close na close siya kay Lord. He is a man after God's own heart. Di ba yan yung parang title niya, a man after God's own heart. Ibig sabihin, spiritually intimate siya kay Lord. Kaya kahit marami siyang mga trials during that time, basahin niyo lang yung buhay ni David, na overcome niya. Kasi God gives him the spiritual resources that he needs until this happened. Siguro alam niyo naman yung story na yan. Si David nakita ang isang babae na liligo by the name of Bathsheba, and then gumawa siya ng paraan para maging asawa niya yan. Nalaman niya na ito palang si Bathsheba may asawa, pinatay niya yung asawa ni Bathsheba. So kayo na lang bahala magbasa noon. We don't have enough time kasi haba masyado yung lecture natin. Yun yung story niyan. David committed adultery plus murder. Actually, i-connect natin yung sa 7 deadly sins. Alin dyan yung ginawa ni David? Out of that story, pinairal niya yung lust niya, pinairal niya yung sloth niya. Imbis na nasa gera siya, nandun siya sa kanyang terrace, palakad-lakad siya, nagchichill-chill doon. Sloth yon, no? Pinairal niya yung envy niya, pinairal niya yung pride niya. After niya gawin yung kasalanan niya, hindi pa siya nag-confess. Hindi pa siya humingi ng tawad. Akala niya makakalusot siya. Kasi sa isip niya, bakit ako magko-confess? Ako yung hari. Hindi dapat nagkakamali ang hari. Ayun. Buti na lang si Prophet Nathan, pinuntahan siya at kinonfront na David, mali yung ginawa mo. Pero kung hindi dumating si Nathan, walang confession na mangyayari. Yun ang tinatawag na pride. Ang yabang-yabang mo. O, di ba? Pinairal niya yung 4 sa 7 deadly sins. Anong naging effect sa kanya? Actually, you can read that from Psalm 51. If you read Psalm 51, sinulat ni David yan to express what he was feeling after he was confronted by the prophet Nathan sa ginawa niya. And if you read Psalm 51, you can sense na yung mga sinabi niya dito, it reflects hindi maganda yung mental health condition niya. Paano natin nasabi? Punta tayo sa verse 11 and 12. Ang sabi dito ng verse 11, do not cast me from your presence or take your Holy Spirit from me. O, paano naging poor mental health yan? Kasi nasa sense niya na malayo siya kay Lord. Kaya nga sinabi, do not cast me from your presence. Kasi nafe-feel na niya that he was already casted out from God's presence. Do not take your Holy Spirit from me. Ba't niya sinabi yan? Kasi naramdaman na niya. Nawala na yung Holy Spirit sa kanya because of the sins he committed. Nawalan siya ng lakas ng loob. Verse 12, restore to me the joy. Bakit niya sinabing restore to me the joy? Bakit mo ba i-restore yung isang bagay? Kasi nawala. Ibig sabihin, when he was praying this, wala na siyang joy. Grant me a willing spirit. Ba't niya sinabi yung grant me a willing spirit? Kasi wala siyang willing spirit. Lumagpak yung motivation niya sa buhay, which is a classic indicator of poor mental health. Isa yan sa mga reasons bakit nagkakaroon ng clinical depression, low level of motivation, and David had that. Kaya nga niya pinag-pray yung grant me a willing spirit. Ibig sabihin, wala na siyang willing spirit. And then verse 14, deliver me from blood guiltiness. Bakit niya pinag-pray yan? Kasi nararamdaman niya yung matinding guilt, which is again, can impair your mental health. Nagigets ninyo? So to summarize everything I've mentioned in this lecture, ito yung 3 factors kung bakit pumapalya, bakit nagkakasakit yung mental health natin. Genetic reasons, environmental/social, at merong mga spiritual factors. Of course, ano ang solution dito? I will just go back to the first solution I mentioned a while ago, which is intimacy with God. But not just any God. Kasi may mga God na idols. May mga gods na demonic. Huwag kayong tumakbo sa mga gods na yon para maprotektahan itong mga bagay na to. Para hindi nyo maranasan to. If you want your genes to be fine, if you want a better environment, if you want better spiritual health, kaninong God ka pupunta? The true God. You need to have a spiritual intimacy with the God who has authority over everything, and that's Jesus. Yun nga yung ibig sabihin nun eh. Jesus came to them and said, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Kasama na dyan, authority over flawed genes, authority over evil environment, authority over spiritual forces that destroy mental health. Na-realize nyo ba yun? If you are intimate, if you are one team with this God, the God who has authority over everything, hindi ka kayang pabagsakin ng genetics. Hindi ka kayang pabagsakin ng environment. Hindi ka kayang pabagsakin ng spiritual enemies mo in terms of your mental health. Why? Because the God who has authority over all this is for you. Kakampi siya sa'yo. Yun nga yung rhetorical question ni St. Paul, if you remember. What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? Rhetorical question yan. Na alam natin ang sagot, who can be against us? Nothing can be against us. No one can be against us, including these risk factors. Genetic risk factors, environmental risk factors, spiritual risk factors, hindi ka tatablan ng mga yan if the God who has authority over all this is for you. Kaya ang implication nito in understanding mental health, at alam ko marami na namang hindi mag-agree sa akin dito, no? Hindi mo talaga pwedeng tanggalin yung issue of spirituality in dealing with the person's mental health. You have to go beyond medicine. You have to go beyond counseling. Hindi sapat yung turok ka lang ng turok ng antidepressant. Hindi lang sapat yung counselor mo, 5 ang PhD sa cognitive behavioral therapy. Because most of the things that we have that destroys our mental health are spiritual in nature. Na ang makakasolve lang dyan is a spiritual being who has authority over those spiritual risk factors. And that is God, the God of the Bible. Jesus, who has authority over everything. O, di ba? Marami na namang scientists galit sa akin ngayon, no? Oo. Kasi yung mga sinabi ko, hindi empirical. For sure, yan yung mga sasabihin yan. But as I always say, in understanding our reality, not everything can be captured by science. There are times, in fact, most of the time, you have to study supernatural forces that influence our mental health. Alright? So, wag na kayong magalit. Ha? Anyway, so kung meron kayong natutunan from this lecture or comments you would like to share, ilagay nyo lang dyan sa baba. Until the next lecture, Sir Howard here. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.